Section 2, Resume Building as a Student. Introduction. As a student, any writing assignment has been carefully examined by a professional for at least 30 minutes or even more. However, when you hand your resume to someone in human resources, chances are they will quickly scan it over and barely have any time to look at specific details. So the question here is, how are you going to grab their attention and land yourself an interview to actually go over the specifics of your resume? So for this, the basic formatting for a resume for a student is very simple. The key sections that you should put are your contact information, your resume objective, education, your work experience, skills. At this point, this is enough to start with, but if you have any of the sections below, it greatly increases your chances of being noticed, such as honors and awards, your volunteer experience, certifications and training, your hobbies and interests. Here are some of the features to make your resume stand out. So after you figure out what you want to put in your resume, you now have the responsibility of formatting to make it look clean and easily presentable. These are some of the things to look out for in order to make your resume stand out. Decide on a font that is easy to read. Keep that font size between 10 and 12 points. Make sure to set your margins at 1 inch on all sides. Align all content to the left in order to make it easier to read. For section headings, make them larger than the rest of the content. Do not put any photos. Try to make your resume only 1 page in length. 2 or more pages are for more experienced candidates. Contact information. This information goes into the resume header, and it is by far one of the most important features you can have on your resume. You could be the best candidate in the world, but if there is no way to distinguish who you are or how to reach out to you, your resume is useless. What you will want to include is your first and last names, your phone number, a professional email, social media handles, and URLs. Resume objective. At this point, you will need to highlight the most important parts of your resume, and this is only possible once you have your document ready. It might sound confusing, as this is the first section of your resume, but you work on it last. Keep in mind, this is not a summary, but an objective. This is supposed to be a short introduction stating who you are, what your skills are that can benefit the company you are applying for. Resume objective continued. There is a really easy set of steps to follow to write an engaging and persuadable objective. You will want to lead with your strongest traits. State how your education can help you perform well at this type of job. Name the position you are applying for at whatever company that may be. Finally, explain how you can add value to the company. Writing an education section. This section is typically short for many people. Only a small percentage of applicants attend one college for their undergraduate degree. If you have attended more than one, the layout is the same, just repeated. If you are currently in college, refrain from adding your high school. If your employer sees the college you are attending, they will automatically assume you have graduated from a high school. For each education entry, you are going to include your degree type, the name of your college, your graduation date, and what your major is. These are the features you are going to add. Do not get worried or upset if a template does not follow this order. Almost every template is different, and you will have to find the one that you like the best. Here's an example of an education section. Work experience. At this point, you might be thinking, well, I don't have any experience, and that might be true, but experience can mean a lot of things, especially if you are a college student. I can almost guarantee you have done something that would look valuable on a resume. If you have done any of the following, you can put that on your resume. Internships, part-time jobs, volunteering, any projects, studying abroad, freelancing, and extracurricular activities. All of these can look very good on a resume, and to think that you only have to put work experience is false. This is an example of experience. Listing key skills. You now have to convince an employer that you have the skills necessary to be successful in the role you're applying to. What you will want to do is go to the skills section of the job posting and look at them. Make note of the skills required and see which ones align with your personal experience. You know yourself better than anyone else, so you will know if you have skills such as analytical, creative, and leadership skills. When you are matching these skills, make sure you can prove them that you have them. For example, if you put leadership as one of the skills, you need to check and clarify that there is some type of activity or achievement that testifies to this. Please do not lie on your resume just to get the job. Rarely does this work, but if it somehow does, and you make it to the interview, they will ask you questions about them and you will have to lie even more, and you will be unable to. This will make you very uncomfortable and you will definitely not be hired. Additional sections to add. Most students who are not familiar with resumes tend to end their document with their skills sections. While this is not necessarily a bad place to end, employers tend to overlook these resumes and they always look for something more. Remember, one of the main objectives is to outshine the other candidates. And if every single resume submitted has the same categories with the same information, how are they going to pick yours from the rest? Some examples of additional sections you can include are honors and awards, which includes any scholarships, honors, or work-related honors. Associations and activities such as Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Be the Match, or organization president. Any hobbies or interests such as blogging, podcasting, writing, travel, music, etc. This is the overall recap of a resume. Here's what you will want to include in your resume: your education, extracurricular activities, relevant jobs, skills, appropriate social media links, an objective. Make sure to also avoid pictures or decorative elements, as this will be overlooked by an ATS and can ruin your chances of getting back to the employer. This concludes the course on how to build a resume for those with no experience and those as a student. I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and good luck on your searching.